my name's Elle and today I'm going to be filming a budget with me for January's second paycheck. So I'm going to be using my Plum paper planner to budget out my money. So I've never filmed one of these before properly, kind of successfully, so I'm hoping today goes well, because my last one that I attempted to budget out and film did not go right. The footage was deleted and stuff like that. So the way I'm going to be doing this is kind of like running you through the process that I have. I'm not going to try and like pre-budget my money beforehand. I'm just going to do it totally with you guys, and it gives you a chance to see kind of my process and whatnot. But obviously if that gets like confusing or whatever, then I can totally do it like a normal way. But this is just my process and how I go about it. So the first thing I do is I budget out how much money I actually have to work with. So obviously I am a uni student, so I do get a maintenance loan / grant deposited into my bank 3 times a uni year. So each time I get paid that certain amount, I keep a portion of it behind so that I can pull like a weekly pay from it. So I always pull £175 a week from my uni loan, plus money that my boyfriend gives me to cover our joint expenses such as like petrol and groceries and our caravan. So this month, because it is a 5-week month, it's £70. Plus I do work part-time in a cafe, so I get paid a certain amount, which this week was £65. So this week I have 310 to work with. I always tend to do this in kind of a few stages. So firstly, I budget out what I have to pay for, like stuff that no matter how much money I had, that category would always have to have money put into it. So firstly, that is petrol, and petrol is going to get 20. So groceries is going to get 25. Caravan is something that always has to get stuffed, so that's getting £20. And emergency fund this year is one of those categories as well. So I know it's a bit of a backwards way to do it, but that's how I make sure that everything that has to have money put into it does. So I always have to pay petrol, I always have to have my groceries, and my caravan is something that is not time sensitive, but I can't let that fall behind. So the second step I tend to do is stuff that isn't a priority at all. Either I'm not stuffing or I'm only stuffing a minimal amount in there. So I go down the list and I find that miscellaneous always gets a 5. Travels is not getting stuffed. Neither is cleaning, household or beauty. So I have 3 categories that will be getting a minimal amount, which is £5, the least that I give a category. So carriad will be getting £5. So will Babby. Future purchase and Amazon. I think I said 3 envelopes, but I meant 4. So that's kind of how I do it. It's a bit backwards, but then from there so that's take away another 15. So from there then I know that I have £210 to put towards other things. So from here I just kind of do a whatever I want sort of thing. There's no rhyme or reason to this part. I just put some numbers somewhere and hope that it works out. So spending, I always tend to give spending 10. Last week it got a bit more because I had money from Christmas. So toiletries, I also like to give a 10 because that covers both me and my boyfriend. Fun, again, just 10. I find that in some places £10 is enough just for each week because it doesn't need a lot of money, it just kind of needs a constant stream of money, if you know what I mean, just to kind of have something in there. So fitness is going to get 10 this week. I've got loads of money in there. Same with electronics. And also budgeting and eating out will both get 10 as well. This is like their normal amount usually, so I kind of do have a rough guide, if you know what I mean, because this is what they tend to always get. Especially when my paychecks are in a similar range each week, I kind of stick to certain numbers in certain places. So next will be gifts, and gifts I'm giving a 10 this week instead of 5 because I have a baby shower coming up at the end of the month, and then in February it's my mum's birthday, so I want to have a bit of money behind me for both of them. I don't want to be struggling for that. So that's all my cash envelopes and my sinking funds. Oh, I did miss off Christmas. So Christmas this week is only getting 10. We did give it a £20 last week, which means technically we're ahead of schedule, but I would like to try and aim for £10 to £20 each week. Okay, so that's all my cash envelopes as well as my sinking funds that I budgeted towards. I haven't missed anything off. I know it's a bit of a complicated way to do it, but I just find that that's how my brain works. Like, my brain works in a complicated way. It seems all over the place, but it's like an organised chaos. So that's how I work. So holiday this week is getting 20. My One Piece saving challenge. So I didn't check how much I actually owe that this week, but it's not something that I need to add notes to, so I'll come back to that at the end of the video. 1 week ahead is getting £10. And somebody asked me on my last video what my 1 week ahead fund is going to be used for. I know a lot of people don't do it, but it's just kind of getting a week ahead on my wages. I do actually have some new envelopes that I am planning to buy, and I will be changing 1 week ahead to getting ahead, just because I want to get ahead on my weekly pay, so that if I go off sick for a few weeks or something, whatever, I'm not entitled to sick pay, so it's always handy to have cash there to cover the necessities. Not necessarily the sinking funds and stuff, but like my petrol money, my grocery money, bills I have to pay, stuff like that. So it's always nice to have that in the horizon. And I just realised, and you can tell I haven't done this before, I have not been counting off my money. So I'm just going to go through and make sure that I've not gone over and I've left myself with enough, because I've just been kind of adding numbers and not counting it up. So give me 2 seconds. Okay, that was lucky, because otherwise I would have come to the end of the video and be like, oh, I don't really have enough money to cover all this. So we have £90 left for the rest of my envelopes. This is my future binder that we're kind of working on now. So Costco is going to get 20. So buffer, actually I'm going to go to payback, I would like to give payback 30. First shop we'll get a 20. Personal always personal always gets a 10. Oh, so that leaves £10 then for buffer. So yeah, it's what happens when my paycheck is in kind of like this range. You kind of see the same numbers each week for the same envelopes, just because I always tend to put certain numbers in certain envelopes each week, and it's the way it worked out, so I wasn't too worried about it. So yeah, that is my zero-based budget, you guys. I hope you did enjoy this video and it gave you some insight into my process. So the next video I'll be filming is a cash stuffing, which at the end of that I will then go through and write the balance of each envelope here. So if you did enjoy it, please leave me a like and a comment down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!